All right, we're live. So let's get this baby in place. All right. This should be good. All right, guys. I think we're in the right place. I think we're clear enough. I think we're good. Hey, how are you guys doing? Happy Sunday. We're going to talk about our new book right over here. No More Frogs. So, our conversation is mostly going to be about dating and relationships. Can you guys hear me? Let me see. Where are my chats at? There we go. Aha, there it is. Now I have all my chats visible. Hello, hello. LA and Betty and Ruth. There we are. They're all visible now. Hi guys. I'm glad you can hear me. Good. All right, guys. So some of you voted. A lot of you voted actually. Like 200 people voted. And 84% wanted to do this book next. That's why this book was chosen. So this book is all about dating and relationships, like I said, and it's called No More Frogs, and the author is Cathrine Dahl. Um, and this is all about dating specifically in Aquarius. So if you are an Aquarius or you want to hear more about dating Aquarius, successfully that is, this would be a great one for you. Apparently, a lot of my subscribers are Aquarius or are dating Aquarius. So they want more information on how to make things work in a positive sense, okay? So this is the book they chose. And I'm very interested to see because there is two sections to this. There's men and women. The first thing we're going to do, let me tell you guys what we're going to do first. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about this book. And then after we finish talking about pages, I think it was like 1 to 12. It wasn't very much. We only do sections every time we do a live discussion. So we're going to do pages 1 to 12. And then after we're done, we're going to have an open discussion and discuss basically whatever you want to. So for the first half an hour, we're going to focus on this book. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the author. Cathrine Dahl is a Scandinavian writer. She is the author of the astrological series, something written in Scandinavian that I can't pronounce, which has been published in Norway and Denmark. Okay? So now we get a chance to see her feelings about dating. Hey, Michelle, her feelings about dating the Aquarius. Now, the first part of this is about the Aquarius male. So today, hey Shell, we're going to learn a little bit about the Aquarius male. Okay? So this should be interesting. And we're going to look at the introduction to the book in general. So another thing I wanted to tell you guys is I saw Cathrine Dahl. I saw the author on Instagram. So I invited her to come if she would like to come and chat about her book. So she may at some point in time show up. That would be wonderful. So if she does, that is the actual author of the book. So I saw her on Instagram and she seemed like a really sweet person. So, hey, Nisi. So we may get a chance to talk to her today. In the meantime, we're going to get started with the introduction of the book, okay? Now, in the beginning part of the book, let's get to the first part. We get a table of contents first. And then Cathrine says something to us about dating. She gives us her views and her words on dating. And then we get to the preface. Now, as soon as I saw the preface, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Because I say this all the time. I say this on the show all the time. So as soon as I saw the preface, I stopped. And we just got started, Bianco. We didn't miss anything. We're talking about our new book. So the preface, the very first part of it gave me pause because I have told you guys 1,000 times exactly what she says here. And basically what she tells us is that in general, if you look at any astrology book or talk to astrology gurus, they usually use one of two methods when deciding on compatibility between the sun signs. So they use one, the element that you're in. So based on your element, it says who the best person would be for you. So if you're an Aquarius or a Gemini or a Libra, your element is air. So typically they tell you to get with an air sign or get with a fire sign. Then she said in the second half, some will also tell you to get with your own astrological polarity. This is the yin or the yang. So I'll tell you which one she identified as yin. The yin signs are Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So in general, she's saying that in this general method, you would be one of those people if you were a yin. And if you're a yang, you're an Aries, a Leo, a Sagittarius, a Gemini, a Libra, and an Aquarius. So you can be one of those people. But what she's saying is that this doesn't make much sense because based on your personal astrological sign, you have to take into account more than just the sun sign. This only takes the sun sign into account. So in general, an Aquarius might get along with a Libra, but it doesn't mean that you definitely are going to. Hey, Danielle. It means that in general, yeah, but it's really based on your individual astrological chart, which she goes on to explain. You might see two people who don't astrologically match get along very well. But that's because of the rest of what's going on in their chart. So generally, like sometimes I'm on Facebook and somebody will say, I'm an Aquarius. Do I do well with Virgos? Or I'm a Gemini. Do I get along well with Cancers? And everybody starts to give their 2 cents about what they feel about these combinations. And most of the time, I'm always the one, hey Angelique, that says you can't judge just based on the sun sign. You need the entire chart. So Miss Dahl said that on the first page. So when I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, she must know what she's talking about because I say this all the time. So for those of you who are out there, if your person, if your love or your crush doesn't necessarily match the general compatibility, it doesn't mean you guys can't make it. Any two people can make it. Really is based on your entire chart. I've seen a lot of strange combinations. I saw a Capricorn with a Libra, and they've been married for like 30 years. And I was like, wow. So some of these kind of combinations let me know that it's possible to be with somebody who you generally may not get along with. So she said that on the first page. So the first thing is like, throw out all the beliefs that you have, throw out everything that you think as far as that's concerned, and know that at the end of the day, you could be compatible with almost anybody, depending upon what the two of your charts actually say. Okay? Then she goes on to talk about how your sun and your moon and your rising are three of the most important parts of your astrological profile. So your chart has a lot of things on it, but those three are the ones that are the most important factors because they're going to make up your dominant personality. So, hey, Jay Indra, Welcome to the room. All right, so oh yeah, we're talking about basically we're talking about dating. We're using our book in case you didn't know about it. Oh, it's backwards on there. I got to read it to you. We are using our book No More Frogs by Cathrine Dahl. Hey A&E, and we're basically talking about relationships. Cathrine gave us a lot of really good stuff to talk about. J. Nidra. Got it. Thank you. So she gave us a lot of stuff to talk about as far as compatibility is concerned. Hey, it's Cathrine. Hey, how are you? Welcome to the room. We just started talking about the preface and the beginning of the book. Everybody, this is Miss Dahl. This is the author of the book that I'm talking about. And what we're doing is we're talking about relationships. Hey, Sasha. So welcome all to the room. So now we're moving to the next section. We just got finished talking about the first part, the preference. We were talking about how anybody basically of any sun sign may be compatible with another person, regardless of what the generalizations tell us in the magazines. That's the first part we were talking about. Hey, thank you, Griselda. Thank you for being here. So let's get down to business, guys. Tell me, what is your sign? Okay. And what sign was the love of your life? That's what I want to know. What is your sign and what sign was the love of your life? So we can test out this theory to see if most of us end up in these generalized relationships. I'll tell you two of mine. The most impact, like the relationships that had the most impact on me and lasted the longest were with Libras. And the relationship that was probably the most intense that ended up changing my whole life was with a Cancer. So the Libra actually fits according to, the stereotypical, but the Cancer doesn't fit. Aquarius, Sag, and Gemini. Okay, Sag and Gemini both fit actually. MK does not like Libras. You don't like some Libras. Remember, some of them you may actually like. You haven't met all of them. There are millions of Libras in the world. You might meet one day and be like, you're a Libra? I like you. And be really surprised. We're all a little bit different. All right. So Sag is one I hear a lot. Libra is one I hear a lot. But some of the other ones, some of us do seem to have some that are in the other direction. All right. So let's move into the other ones. Let's see. Oh, I got some more coming up. Let me see these. Let's see these guys. Her Libras were bossy. So I got a Virgo Libra combination. That's a good one. That's an interesting one. That goes against the grain. I'm an Aquarius and I don't know how to answer this question. I'm not surprised, Aquarius. That is fine. I would Aquarius, my life-changing friendship was with a Scorpio. Okay. And see a lot of Aquarius Scorpio combinations, but it's not a traditional one. So that's good. Somebody was super controlling. Hey, Mommy Ritual. Hey, Jim. Welcome to the room. Aquarius in love with a Sagittarius. Ooh, now that's fire. That's hot. Scorpio, and I'm drawn to Aquarius. And you've had a Scorpio serious relationship as well. Okay, so we have some that are very non-traditional and some that are textbook. So that's good. So we see that it can be a mixed bag here. Aquarius with Gemini moon and Gemini. Kind of person I am. Scorpio and Pisces. Libra and Aries. Okay, that one's pretty, yeah. Pisces, but now within Aquarius. Aquarius, I hear a lot. Pisces, not so much. Life-changing Capricorn. Danielle loved a Scorpio for a long time. A Pisces and a Leo. That's a very unusual combination. So we got some normal ones and some unusual ones. That's good because that proves the preface that you could be with anybody under any sun sign, depending upon what's going on in your chart. Okay. All right. Aquarius and Pisces. Okay. All right. So okay. So we have a little bit of both going on here. All right. Sounds good. Okay. So now we're going to move into the next section. All right. So it says here in the first section, we're going to talk about the Aquarius man. So I know a lot of Aquarius men. Two of my best friends are Aquarius men, and they are a trip. They are really a trip. I love them to death though, but they are a trip. If you like this discussion, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And anything that you want to say, drop in the comment section, and I'll take a look at it when I look up. I got to keep looking back and forth. So this one is telling us the essence of the Aquarius man. I would say this is what I call a light Aquarius. I always break them down between light, gray, and dark. My light Aquarius are the more good qualities that come across, and the darker ones have the more lower vibrational qualities that cause problems in some of our relationships. So let's take a look and see about this particular Aquarius. So she's telling us some of their characteristics. Now, as you hear me yell these out, tell me which ones you have encountered with an Aquarius man to be exact. It says here that he is a true individualist. I can agree with that. Spontaneous. I can agree with that. Colorful. Definitely. Checks out new things. Definitely. Shows genuine interest. When he's genuinely interested, he does. When he's not, you're in trouble because he might ghost you. Loves to figure things out, definitely. Intrigued by the human mind. No problem acquiring wisdom and knowledge from others. Oh, that one is so spot on. Aquarius have no problems Aquarius always have these expert friends, and they can always call them and get knowledge and wisdom. I have so many of these in my phone. It's amazing. Not impressed by titles or money. Definitely not. Definitely not. Especially not your title. Oh, God. But titles or money. Definitely. Seeks truth and knowledge. Yes. Strong intuition. Definitely. Emotionally detached. I've heard this one a lot, and I've done a lot of videos on this one because this one comes up as a problem in a lot of romantic relationships. How many of you know an emotionally detached Aquarius male? Or sometimes even, maybe not even always emotionally detached, but sometimes. Loves to stand out, definitely. Self-discipline, definitely. And does not conform, definitely. So these are good. This is the essence of the Aquarius man. And it also says here that he is not going to enter into friendships before he's certain about the people's intentions. She mentions here that earning his trust takes time. How many discussions have we had about Aquarius men or Aquarius people in general and trust? That's a very big thing. And she hit that on the head. Cathrine, I was wondering as I was looking at this list, if you're still there, are you an Aquarius? That was my question. I'm like, how does she know all this? She knows all the inside scoop. Okay, so tell me now, guys, as I read that particular list, I'm going to look now and see if any of you guys have heard this. All right, let's see. I'm that friend. No boy. What's with the hot and cold? So you all said, no, you're not. Okay, you're not an Aquarius. Okay. So a lot of you have heard about the stuff that I gave you guys in this list. Okay, that's good. All right, let's move down to the next section. So, all right, so we talked about the list, and now we're going to talk about the gentleman himself. Oh, Michelle, absolutely emotionally detached. Yeah. My father is an Aquarius male. My godfather is an Aquarius male. So I have a very intimate knowledge of them. And they are a trip. I love them, but they are a trip. They really are. All right, so this one says blind date. Okay, so now we know a little bit about them. We know a little bit about them now. And now we're going to go to the other side where it asks us, she's talking about the blind date. Okay, so you have this blind date with this Aquarius. So in this section, it says here that we're going to talk about each section of it. The first section of it here asks us, it says that he'll probably be late and he has 1,000 things going on in his mind. So it says here that he will stick out. So I don't know about the late part. It's definitely possible, but I'm the kind of Aquarius who tries not to waste people's time. So I think it depends on the kind of Aquarius you got for that one. And then it said here, he has 1,000 things going on in his mind. Definitely. She also mentions that the Aquarius man sticks out in one way or another. And I've noticed that Aquarius men do tend to stand out. And I think Aquarius people in general stand out. Whenever I've said this to you guys before, there have been times when I've been in a room trying to not be seen, have on some sunglasses. I'm trying to just be in and out, you know, and everybody will notice me, regardless of the fact that I'm trying not to be seen. I think that's a very Aquarius thing because we are unusual. Even when we're trying to blend in, there's something about us that stands out. And then it says that you should prepare yourself for spontaneous and weird conversations. So it says here that the Aquarius is going to have these spontaneous and unusual conversations. And I do agree with that. But not only is the Aquarius going to have these spontaneous and weird conversations, our conversations also kind of come out of nowhere. You know, they just kind of fly in out of nowhere. And this reminds me of the lightning from Uranus. It just comes out of nowhere. So you could be talking to an Aquarius, and I did a video on this once, and I said you could be talking to an Aquarius and the conversation can jump. We can jump around in the conversation. Yeah, people do come up to us and talk to us about things in stores or on the bus and things like that. Exactly. So you can expect these spontaneous, unusual conversations that jump around when you're talking with an Aquarius. Then it says here that this is very interesting to me, especially if you're dating an Aquarius. She says that you should go in and fill in the blanks. So if you're having a conversation with an Aquarius and the conversation gets kind of dry, she said, feel free to jump in and kind of fill in the blanks. But she said to talk about anything from music to the occult, but make sure to show some depth. And when I read that part, that really hit me because I was like, people who talk to me and they really it's a real intense conversation. They really hit me in here. Those are definitely the people I'm going to want to see again. So even if it was just a cup of coffee at Starbucks, if something about that conversation really touched me, you know, it really is going to be something that's going to make me more likely to talk to that person again or something along those lines. So that part is really interesting as well. All right, now your place or mine. Hey, Life of Zach. Hey, this part, your place or mine, says here, sex on the first date, no problem. So the Aquarius man may be willing to have sex on the first date, and that's pretty true. But she said he also might not. And this is the other flip of this. She says here, you may end up spending the night talking instead. I can't tell you how many times I've spent the night with a person that I was thinking about having sex with, but hadn't really figured it out yet, and ended up just talking. You know, I just didn't feel it, so I didn't force it. And this particular Aquarius man energy, she says the same thing about, and I've been there as well. So I thought that was interesting as well. So you've had this date with this Aquarius. You've hopefully had some engaging conversation. You may have went back to their place or your place to have a bottle of wine. You may or may not have actually went all the way with them. You might have just laid up talking, which it is what it is. And then she gives us the checklist about things to do before you meet him. So it sounds interesting to me because it's like, okay, so they've made a connection, basically, is what happened. I was that way with this guy I met. I literally read his natal chart and talked for hours instead. Yeah, I've had that happen too. And it's just like, I just didn't feel it. I didn't want to push it. I just didn't feel it. And I might have come there for that and got there and been like, I'm not feeling this. So she's right when it's like you never know what's going to happen with the Aquarius in that way. Again, being ruled by Uranus, some of the things we do come out of nowhere. We don't always know what we're going to do. We may go somewhere to do one thing and not feel it and end up not doing that thing, end up doing something totally different. It happens to me all the time. Because for Aquarius, it's kind of like we have to feel what we're doing. If we're not feeling it, we're not doing it. And that's the bottom line. And a lot of people get angry with us about that, but it is what it is. So before you go out on a date with an Aquarius man, I'm going to give you the tips that she gave you, and you can pick the ones that you want to do. She gave us some pretty good ones, though, I'm going to tell you. The first thing she said, if you have a date with an Aquarius man, is to bring a small, unusual gift or surprise. Now, depending upon what that is, I know I love that because my love language is gifts, so I would love that. So she said that an Aquarius man would like a small, unusual gift or a surprise. It could be something that you made. It doesn't have to be something that's expensive. It could be something you made. It could be something like a rose. It could be a poem that you wrote for the Aquarius guy. It could be a number of those kind of things. But she's saying that that's something, she said to make it very special. And I agree with this 100%. If I go on a date with somebody and they bring me something small, unusual, surprising, I have a very masculine energy. So just like the Aquarius man, I'm going to think that that's extremely special, especially if it's something that they made. Like, for instance, you baked him some cookies and put them in a pretty box, something like that, which would cost you almost nothing. So I love that one. I thought that one was so cool. Then she said, wear a piece of jewelry that stands out. I love this one too. So wearing a piece of jewelry that stands out, or even just a shirt that's different, an unusual pattern, or anything that's interesting, anything that has a story, something you might have gotten in another country. Those kind of things are excellent for the Aquarius because we're very curious. She said, make him curious about you. Make him curious about what you do or where you've been, So I thought that was really interesting too because you're getting his attention. But think about what's happening here. Not only are you getting his attention, you're talking to him, you're stimulating him up here, not just turning him on. And I like that because for an Aquarius, period, that's a good idea. That is a great idea. So I like that part a lot. Then she said, check out new restaurants ahead of time. He loves something new. So Aquarius man, he would like to go someplace that's fun and someplace that he hasn't heard of or been to, or something that was just created in your neighborhood, or a new restaurant downtown. That would definitely be pretty cool. All right. Have some interesting knowledge ready to share. He loves to explore and learn. So when you come to the date, come with something to talk about. And I would say whatever you're into would be a great way to come in. Also, if you know things that he's into, maybe look up some of the stuff that he's into. If he's into extreme wrestling, or if he's into art, or if he's into music, it would be kind of cool to learn some of the stuff that he's into and Google some of it and read some things about the stuff that he likes. So I definitely agree with coming with something to say. I remember going on dates before and the other person not talking, me just kind of carrying the conversation. And those are people I definitely did not call again. Is for an Aquarius, that is so boring. So we're definitely not going to keep calling if it's like that. Be prepared to raise a few erotic ideas, make it exotic but not crude. So eroticism and exotic, energy, sexual energy, that can come in when you're ready for it. I'm somebody who's really slow with that kind of energy. I don't put that forward fast. So that can come in when the two people decide that it's time for it. All right, here go a tip. He will welcome anything that can broaden his horizon, especially if it's a little out of the ordinary. This applies to his sex life as well. But avoid anything vulgar. Definitely agree with that. That's really good. Broaden his horizon, especially if it's not ordinary, especially if it's something he hasn't tried before. All right. Now, so we got some good ones from that. I like those a lot. So these are some ideas if you guys can try. And I'm a Scorpio female with an unawakened male Aquarius twin flame. Girl, no, no, no. That's not good. That's not good at all. All right. All right, guys. So now, let me find this one. All right, guys. So now we're on chapter 1. We're at the very last part. Yeah, this is the last part. So we're at the last part now. So the last thing that we just got finished talking about is all about the way to get ready for this date. So now you're ready for the date and you're on the date, and it says here to prepare yourself. So I'm going to give you a couple attention grabbers. Yep. I'm going to give you a few attention grabbers. Really, Jim? Okay. You go along with our Aquarius male in the book then. Jim said there are not many things in the bedroom that he has not tried. So he definitely goes along with our Aquarius men. Very good. Excellent. Jonah said, I'm a Capricorn and she's Aquarius. She sometimes disappears while we're talking. Does this happen to y'all? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Aquarius are very known for that. Definitely. Let me finish this and we'll talk about that too, because that's interesting. All right. So now we're on page 9, and we want to capture the Aquarius gentleman's eye. We're going to capture his attention, and we're going to talk about some attention grabbers. Okay. So it says here with Aquarius man, and this one is important because a lot of people have wrote me and asked an Aquarius and asked me about this one. It says, take the initiative, but be subtle. A lot of people come to me and say, I like this Aquarius man, but he refuses to say anything. Like I'm waiting for him to come on to me, but he refuses to say anything. And she said, take the initiative. Be subtle about it. Don't be, loud and vulgar, but take the initiative and let him know. Subtly let him know that you're interested. So you want to do this in a way that is not loud, but at the same time, hey Ivy, how you doing, sweetheart? You want to do this in a way that's not loud and over the top, but you want to be direct. You want to take the initiative. So the kind of thing I would say to an Aquarius man, if I was interested in him and he wasn't picking up the hint, he wasn't saying anything to me, she said, take the initiative. So I would just ask him to go to coffee. I'll be like, hey, would you like to have a cup of coffee? And see what he says. That's very subtle, but it is taking the initiative. I didn't ask him, on a date or something like that. I just asked him, does he want to go around the corner for a cup of coffee? Taking the initiative, not being too forward, that kind of thing. All right, let's see. I got a Taurus woman. Oh, we're not at that part yet. We're going to come to that part. We're going to finish up this part, and then I'm going to answer some questions for you guys. I know you got some questions that you want me to answer. All right, number 2. Tell him about exotic places you visited, want to visit, and why. So if you're seeing an Aquarius man, you want to talk about exotic places you visited, things you want to visit. We love stuff like that. We really love traveling. So if you've been to like Morocco or the south of France or something like that, that is definitely something you want to tell your Aquarius about, because we love that kind of stuff. We love adventure. There we go. Number 3. Make sure there's something unusual about you. She mentioned this earlier, like having unusual jewelry, things like that. These are great conversation pieces anyway. So I think these are great for relationships in general. All right, next one. Don't reveal too much. Keep a slight aura of mystery. I really like that. I like that a lot. As an Aquarius, I love that so much. I love that. I love somebody who doesn't give it all to me. I want them to kind of, feed it to me slowly, And she's saying that's good for an Aquarius man. I love that. 5, inspire him. He loves learning new things. She's mentioned that several times because that's really important. Aquarius are really smart. Many of us are really smart, really into researching, really into reading. So you really want to stimulate his mind if you want to actually have him in a relationship, Other than that, he's not going to stick around. An Aquarius man will not stick around for just sex. Don't ever think that. It's not going to be enough for him. He'll play with you when he feels like it, and then he'll go about his business. So that's one of those things. The next one here says, don't be aggressive. Make him feel relaxed in your company. So you want him to be relaxed in your company. I think this one is true of any kind of date. Anybody I went out with, one of the things I'm really going to try to do is I'm going to try to make them feel relaxed. I'm going to try to make sure they're not on guard. If a person feels attacked or on guard, the chances you're going to get a second date are not high. So it is really important to do that. I definitely agree with that sentiment. All right, next one. Then it says about oh my God, be feminine, be soft, a little innocent in your demeanor. I don't know about that one. Aquarius men, do you want a feminine, soft, a little bit innocent woman? You guys got to tell me that one, because I don't know about that one. Because I do like women that are feminine. I do like women that are soft. Not so much innocent though. Hey, what's up, Jordan? So Aquarius man, Jordan, you just walked in. Jordan, do you want a feminine, soft woman who's a little innocent? Tell me what you think of that. Because I'm not sure about that one. Definitely feminine, definitely soft, but I'm not sure about the innocent part. Maybe that's a man thing. You guys tell me about that one. Let there be something unique about you, something that makes you stand out. Uniqueness is going to definitely entertain this. Definitely. An Aquarius man is going to love unique energy. An Aquarius person, period, loves unique energy. Present him with the interesting challenge that needs to be solved. I think men in general may like that one a lot. So that's a good one. Listen and ask smart questions. All right, so I like listening, definitely, and asking smart questions. Like that one too. Okay, I like all of those. Is woke fitness in the chat room? I don't know. Come to Amsterdam and enjoy the cold. Amsterdam, I've been there before. I heard it was, I heard it was beautiful that time of year. When I went, it was in the summer. I'm in Costa Rica. It's hot too. Whoo, Lord, it's hot today. All right, guys, let me see. And here comes the last part. So this last part here, they're just talking more about what kind of woman the Aquarius man will like. She went back over the person should be feminine and intelligent and all those kind of things that we already talked about. But she also says she should be a free spirit. We like free spirited people, definitely. That's definitely true. Jim said communication turns him on. Remember that, ladies, and men, when dealing with an Aquarius guy, communication turns him on. So that's a good one. It also says be inspiring, be adventurous. And I'm trying to see if there's any we haven't talked about. Be liberated. So be a free person in your own self. It's nothing more that an Aquarius likes than somebody who has their own interests, somebody who has their own life. I hate when I start talking to somebody and I'm everything. Like they don't have anything else to do. I cannot stand that. Jordan said creative, free-spirited, and intelligent. Yeah, those are all in the book, definitely. I hate it when I meet somebody and I'm their life. You have to have something else to do because I got too many things to do. I got too many things to do, so I can't be your everything. I'm sorry. You have to have something else to do while I'm off doing me, you know? So this person has to have a fulfilling life. And I've run into that many times as an Aquarius. I've run into situations where I've been with someone and they get clingy. That's the word, clingy. And it's like, you're choking me. You have to have your own life. As a man or a woman, you have to have your own life. And you should have your own life just for you, not just to please the Aquarius, but just for you. In general, you should have your own life. All right, so we got a lot of information on the woman. Let's see. The sexual arousal is already there, and they can decide when they want to explore that. And it says that she should be true to herself. This is very true. The last part says that an Aquarius woman, or a woman trying to see an Aquarius, or anybody trying to see an Aquarius man in that matter, should be somebody. It says here that they can hold the Aquarius's attention and they know how to be themselves. That's very important. And the last part says, don't rush him. This is going to be very important. Listen to this part. Hey, Crystal, this is important because I was counseling somebody about this yesterday. Don't rush him, either into sex or romance. He needs to get to know you and feel comfortable around you before he makes up his mind. And I would add to that, don't rush him, period, in anything. Aquarius, we do not like being rushed. We have to do things in our own time because we have to figure them out in our own time. So that was the last page. That was page number 12. So next time we'll come together, we're going to talk about chapter 2, which is more about the date. And we're going to get into, she even gives us a cool quiz to take next time. So do you guys have any questions about what we just learned about as far as the Aquarius man is concerned? Because I saw a lot of questions popping up about the Aquarius man as I was talking. So this is very interesting to me. I really like this because I didn't go into this with any expectations. I just wanted to see what the author had to say. And I liked everything she had to say. And I can co-sign it. I can co-sign all these things. But it seemed like to me, somebody said the Aquarius man is hard work. And I agree. I agree with that 100%. But it's worth it if you two connect. If you connect with any person, the love story is worth it. So Jim says he's an Aquarius man and he's not hard work. So remember, that's another piece of it too, is it all depends on his sign. Yeah, don't rush into anything. Never, ever, ever rush. Never, ever rush. All right. So I don't see any more questions, so we're done. Good. Does Aquarius man ever admit if they make a mistake? It depends on the kind of man he is. Aquarius men, you're in the room. And anybody else who wants to answer this question, do you guys think that Aquarius men admit when they're wrong? I'll tell you what I think, and I'll read what you guys think in the comment section. I think that some of them do and some of them do not. It depends on the kind of Aquarius man you're dealing with. One of the men who I would call the dark Aquarius men, the low vibrational Aquarius men, no. No. Their ego is like the size of this room, so they're never wrong. You can forget that. But let's see. Jim said if he's wrong, he does admit it. Ghost Rider said the mature ones do admit it. So yeah, that's what I was saying. The high vibrational ones will admit it. Let's see. Yeah. Thank you, Miss Cathrine Dahl, and thank you for this book. I really appreciate your insight, and I think that especially for me, as I'm continuing to do videos, it's going to be extremely helpful. And we're going to continue to read it. We're going to go through every section and learn as much as we can. I'm really looking forward to the section on Aquarius women, because I want to see if I act like Aquarius women, because I have a lot of masculine characteristics, and I think I might be more closely associated with the Aquarius man. So I'm interested to see that part especially. All right, let's see. So the men are saying, the men we have in the room are saying that yes, they do admit when they're wrong. Listen to this, guys. This is a good question. What if I believe in God and the Aquarius woman does not? Would she still be open to having a relationship? It depends on the Aquarius woman. I would have a relationship with somebody who had different spiritual preferences. Definitely. You guys know I'm a priestess of Mayat. So I don't meet a lot of priestesses or priests or people that practice Mayat. So I definitely would be open to someone from a different spiritual system. Now, the question is could I be involved with somebody who didn't believe in God at all? And see, that's a tough one for me, because how are we going to relate? Like, how are we going to connect? I'm going to be talking about God and goddess and the law of attraction and the moon and, you know, the solstice, and they're going to be looking at me like I'm crazy. I don't think they would like me, to be honest with you. Not so much me not being open to them. I think a person who didn't believe in God would have a hard time being in relationship with me. But I wouldn't necessarily be, you know, I wouldn't be necessarily opposed to it. Let me see. Yeah, you definitely do want to ask them. Does anyone have questions for Cathrine while she's here? If you have a question for the author, please put it in the comment section. She said Aquarius being hard work depends very much on the other sign. I agree with that, because some people are going to have an easier time than others. I agree with that. Yeah. If the person is not religious at all, it is hard. I cannot find something in common to talk about. See, that's the hard part for me, is that my whole life, the foundation of my life is the goddess. You know, so I don't know how that would work. I think I would probably get on their nerves 9 times out of 10. I think that would be it. Atheists and I don't resonate often. Not my job to prove anything to you. Yeah, I don't like that whole prove your theory to me shit. It's like, you believe what you believe, and I'm going to believe what I believe. Cathrine has a question. It says, how many Aquarius men did you date and study, and how did you get them to talk? Ooh, how do you get Aquarius men to talk? That's a good one. That's a good one. Some of them will talk, like my dad and my godfather will talk, but some of them might be a little bit more difficult. So that's a good question that Cathrine can think about. Excellent. All right, so let me see. Yeah, I'm not proving anything to you about my beliefs in God. That's not going to happen. Does Aquarius often date someone they say they are just a friend? Um, Again, it depends. Low vibrational Aquarius, yeah. I remember times when a low vibrational Aquarius would be in a whole relationship with somebody and make you think it's not them. They're not with them. You know, that happens a lot. It depends on the person. If you're dealing with a person with no integrity of any sun sign, they are capable of doing stuff like that. It doesn't even matter what their sign is. Catherine said her best friend when growing up is Aquarius. So she had a lot of time around in Aquarius. So she got to see a lot of inside information. That's what I was saying when I read the first 12 pages. I was like, she knows Aquarius. She talked to somebody who is definitely Aquarius. He's a one of a kind person. Yeah. Most of us are. hmm Is your question for Catherine Jordan? Does she have any Aquarius in her family? Is that for her? Okay. So, she was saying, Miss Vanderbrink, that she got her a lot of her information from her best friend growing up, who's Aquarius. He tried to find out how many colors he could dye his hair at once. I love that. I love colors. I can imagine. So, Catherine, how many was it? What was the number? Five colors or six? How many did he actually get into his hair? I think I've seen somebody with as many as seven. I saw somebody with a full rainbow once, and that was really cool. That is hysterical. That is he got 12. Oh my God. He got 12 different colors in his hair. I love him. He's perfect. He's definitely Aquarius all day. Oh my God. Different shades, a chessboard. Ah, now that was very creative. Okay. That is extremely creative. And then went for a job interview. Depending upon where he went, he might have actually gotten the job. I saw a young man when I was back home. I saw a young man with a huge earring in his lip. And when I was young, they would have never hired you with the earring in your lip. But they hired him. Oh, that is really cool. Oh, I like that a lot. That's very Aquarius because we do like different things like colors and fashion and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people say negative things about Aquarius, but when they say that, I just chalk it up to they met one of those low vibrational Aquarius because all Aquarius aren't the same. You got some really high vibrational, loving Aquarius. So I take it that they must have met a bad one. When they say that to me, I'm like, you must have met somebody that was on a bad day or somebody who's a bad seed. He was running a sleep cart like account. He was running a sleep chart like accounting. He sounds like a fun friend. Do you still see him? Is he still around? Let me see if I missed any. I used to carry a fake sword to school. I don't know why I did, but it felt so myself. That's very Aquarius. Walking around with a fake sword or a weird costume. And she said her friend lives in different part of the country. Okay. Uh-huh. There are a lot of bad ones, but there are many good Aquarius too. That's what every sign. There's good and bad in every sign. And that's why I stopped being prejudiced against different signs because I realized that there are good people in every sign and messed up people in every sign, you know? So I noticed that. Oh, I meant to tell you guys, an Aquarius gave me this pretty ring. Isn't that adorable? When she was talking about giving gifts, it made me remember this. And one of my favorite Aquarius gave me this for Christmas. So Aquarius, we definitely do like meaningful gifts. I thought that was so adorable when I got it. So we definitely do love gifts that are meaningful. The more meaningful, the better. It doesn't even have to be expensive. All right. She said when she meets up with her Aquarius friend, it will be just the same when we meet again. So it's always the same. That love is still there. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Angela, it's just a good person. like for instance, I'll give you an example. One of the higher vibrating Aquarius is Oprah. If you really pay attention to her and like listen to the things that she talks about, she vibrates extremely highly. And it's just somebody who is, again, not perfect, trying to be a good person. That's the difference between a high vibrational person and a low vibrational person. A high vibrational person is trying to be a good person. A low vibrational person is not trying to be a good person. It's a very simple energy. And somebody who's in the middle, they accomplish one or the other depending upon the day that we're talking about. So I did a video once, and it's called "Are You Dark, Light, or Gray?" And it talks about the distinction between the two. It's just your actions. Do you have positive actions or do you have negative actions? I didn't see it yet. You were talking. Somebody asked me about the Will Smith YouTube video. What is love? I didn't see it yet. I haven't had a chance to watch it, but I'm going to watch it because I would love to be able to talk about it. I haven't seen it yet. No, I don't. I don't know. Somebody said, "Is it rose quartz?" I don't think it's rose quartz. I think it's probably like a cubic zirconia that's been dyed pink 9 times out of 10, because I don't think rose quartz sparkles like that. But it's really cute. I thought it was adorable. And like I said before, for Aquarius, it's the meaning. So I was like, oh my God, that is so cute. So I got my first two Christmas gifts. The other Christmas gift is a pocketbook that I got from a Cancer. So I be trying to tell y'all that the Cancers are sometimes really sweet. Me and Cancers go through some drama sometimes, but sometimes they're really sweet. All right, let me see. All right. Yeah, I love Christmas gifts, right? Oh, MK, you're in the jewelry industry. I didn't even know that. Okay. Interesting. All right. I don't know. I'm not sure if Catherine is here or not. I like how. Yeah, 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 yeah. High vibrational Cancers are definitely the best ones. Mm-hmm. I have Cancer buddies, you know, but when they're low vibrational, I just don't bother with them because I see it. I can see it from a mile away. It's this extreme emotional manipulation. And I'm like, my emotions are too strong for me to be around people that want to manipulate them. No way. I'm not going to let that happen. It's the same with you and Cancers too. Yeah, I'm not doing that. If they're high vibrational, then they're cool. I have two of them back home that I always see when I go home, and every once in a while I meet one online or something like that. It just depends on their vibration. It's just like with everything else. When I said earlier that when you look at sun signs, it's good ones and it's bad ones. There was a time when I would not engage with a Cancer. I would not engage with a Capricorn either. I would stay far away from them. But as time has progressed, I learned that, you can't, it's kind of like being prejudiced against people for their class or their race or something like that. Oh, Miss Cathrine Dahl is a Taurus. Oh, and her moon is in Cancer. Okay, all right. So if she has a Cancer moon, that's what she's like on the inside. So on the inside, she may be very emotionally balanced. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So that's good though, because she is the Taurus energy, which is the earth, keeps her grounded. Okay, she says she has a lot of feelings, and the Taurus keeps her grounded. That's good. Exactly. It's funny to me because that earth energy can really ground you. Hmm. Yeah, I used to stay away from Cancers. I used to stay away from Capricorns. But then I grew up and I was like, just because a person is this sign or that sign doesn't mean that they're going to be this or that, you know? Um, and I've come to find that to be true in my interactions with people. There's good people in every zodiac sign, and there's not so good people in every zodiac sign. That's why when somebody tells me they don't like Aquarius, I'm like, yeah, you met somebody that was really messed up. Is Catherine related to Ronald Dahl, being so funny, interesting, and smart, among other things? Um, hmm. I haven't heard of Ronald before. I was wondering. I was going through my Aquarian Rolodex, thinking of the name. I don't know him yet. A Taurus. I can't believe how many Tauruses I've dated. I seriously can't. I looked it up. I was just thinking about. I should say I looked it up. I was thinking about it the other day, and I realized that I had dated several, and that oh, she's not related to the Ronald, and I realized that I knew several Tauruses, and I was like, oh my God, I've been dating Tauruses since I was 14, and I never really even thought about it. I was like, oh my goodness. So yeah, and it's weird because me and the Tauruses are still friends. Yes, I'm trying to think if I have talked about my spiritual path in many videos. Um, and I'm trying to remember if I have one that is just the video itself. I can't remember, but I'll look. You have a best friend that's a Taurus. Yeah, that's a weird thing I'm thinking about with Tauruses because I don't talk to any of my exes. And the Tauruses, I still have conversations with, and they're the only ones. I don't know what it is about them. It's like even though we're not still in relationship, I never lost the connection with them. I never lost conversation with them. So I thought that was unusual because I don't believe in being friends with exes. But I have three Taurus exes that I still talk to from time to time. Our astrological makeup is super important. Yeah, the whole chart is important. And that's something that a lot of people, I love seeing that in the beginning of this book because so many people mistake that. So many people think it's just about the sun sign, and it's not. You have to look at the entire chart. My mom is Taurus, very stubborn. The Tauruses I know are very stubborn too. Uh, Cathrine Dahl, do you find yourself to be stubborn? Because my Tauruses are stubborn, but my Aquarius are stubborn too. Oh my God, are my Aquarius stubborn? Also, let me see. I shouldn't technically get on Libras, but one of my best friends is a Libra, and her ascending star is Taurus. Okay, me, no way. Okay. Yeah, that's what they say that they can be rigid. Earth signs can be rigid, but Aquarius are stubborn too. If I'm not going to do something, I'm not going to do it. I don't care what the consequences are. And Aquarius would be stubborn on principle. We just don't believe, or we do believe. We will be very stubborn on principle. And they say that about earth signs, but I've met a lot of Aquarius that are really, really stubborn. All right, guys, our hour is over. Thank you so much for joining me for our first 12 pages of this book. And if you would like to come back next time, we're going to have another live discussion in 2 weeks, and we're going to move on. We're going to go to page 13, and we're going to do another couple pages. We'll probably finish up this whole section so that we can get to the Aquarius woman pretty soon. So I will do a message for you guys and let you know what I read. It's looking like I'm probably going to read page 13 to page 37. But I'm going to do a message. So anybody else who wants to come together in 2 weeks, talk about this again, we can talk about pages 13 to 37. So for now, thank you for coming out. And the information that you got here, if you're dating an Aquarius or you know somebody who's dating an Aquarius, pass these little tidbits of information on because it may help them in their relationships. It's always good to be helpful. I believe in being a helper. All right, guys. Cathrine, thank you so much for being here. Thank you all so much for coming and hanging out. It was a lovely discussion, and I learned a lot of things that I'm going to be able to use moving forward. Okay, guys? All right, guys. Come back soon because you all know that I have a lot more to say. See you later.